This is Right About Now with Ryan Alford, a Radcast Network production. We are the #1 business show on the planet with over 1 million downloads a month. Taking the BS out of business for over 6 years and over 400 episodes. You ready to start snapping necks and cashing checks? Well, it starts right about now.
Right about now.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Right About Now. It's our weekly business news here on September 20th, 2024. You know, third quarter's blowing by, folks. Fourth quarter's around the corner. I can hear it now. Black Friday. I guess we gotta hit Halloween first. Halloween, then Black Friday, then all the holiday sales. They're coming. I know what's always you can count on, and that's Brianna Hall.
Hi, guys.
And of course, my good friend, Chris Hansen.
Well, it's good.
Sometimes I want to talk with like a higher pitched voice. I
hear my deep voice. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't suit me.
So, no, I got to have this radio voice. Deep. How are you guys today?
Great.
Great.
Happy to be here.
Happy to be here. Energy's high. I got my Vibe Science t-shirt on. You got to be the spark, baby. I need some spark today. We got to spark it up here on this show. If you hadn't listened to that, you got to see Chris and I talk about health and wellness. We're unlocking all kinds. We had a great episode this morning, with our good friend, Dr. Joel Wusso. So we talk about all kinds of things, health and wellness, biohacking, even though Dr. Joel didn't want us to call it that, but well, that's kind of what it is. High vibes all the time. Check that out. Everywhere you listen. Just hit like subscribe next to that one. That way you have these two shows right next to each other. You can't get enough of Chris and I. Oh, man, it's been a busy week. You know, I felt like back in the vibe. You know, we run a marketing agency here at Radical, believe it or not. You might forget that sometimes with all the podcasting. You have the podcast network. And then I was on a real client shoot for the first time in a while. I was like back in the saddle again. It's like, hey, shooting some commercials, air quotes. Today's commercials are social media videos and stuff. So that was fun. How's your week been, Brianna?
I was kind of jealous. The shoot sounded so fun. My week has been interesting. Unfortunately, my little guy had walking pneumonia. So we were kind of down and out most of the week working from home. But, happy to be in studio today and happy that he's on the mend.
Yep. With 4 kids of my own, I know that drill. It's just, it's a kid in the house. It's a kid in the house.
Yep.
And you want them to be okay. So once you know they're okay, you're like, okay, is this just sickness? Okay. All right. But it's still, they're a sick kid in the house.
Yep.
So it is what it is, and the world shall go on.
That's true.
Chris, how's the week
What's
been?
up? We're cruising, baby. Just dodging rainstorms down here.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to stay dry.
Trying to stay dry.
It's great, though. Yeah, we're moving.
We're moving. I know the late breaking news here as we recorded this, the interest rates finally dropped.
Yep. Fed goes big. Interest rates come down 0.5%.
0.5%. Just in time to try to get Kamala elected.
Weird timing.
Weird timing here. I mean, if Trump was in office right now and this happened for him, I would say the same thing. So let's get that out of the way. It just happens to be her. So, do with that what you will. It's just, they've been waiting forever. And I guess the data is finally bad enough that they've got to go there. You got to go the 50 basis points. I think that was, is going to spark some stuff. I think some real estate start moving.
Yep.
For sure.
Yeah, I think it'll get real estate moving. And it says, this is from NBC News. They had an article called Fed Goes Big with Interest Rate Cut in a Bid to Head Off an Economic Slowdown. So the Federal Reserve said Wednesday it was lowering its key interest rate by 0.5%, an unusually aggressive move designed to cushion the economy from a further slowdown. Mm-hmm. Real interesting. I mean, I know you guys buy groceries. I buy groceries. They're expensive everywhere. The economy is definitely they're trying to say it's cooling, But I don't know. What do you guys think?
I don't know. I filled up my gas tank today, and everybody keeps telling me, gas is down, gas is down. I'm like, that's a $87 tab right there. Like every time, like I gotta have that premium shit, and it's like my gas is not going down. But supposedly everybody tells me gas is going down, but I don't know. Groceries definitely aren't.
No.
It's like,
Chris, how much does it cost to fill up your gas tank?
oh,
I paid over $5 for premium, so you're talking like $120.
oh yeah.
I mean, that's why when it's funny, like gas is down compared to what, like 3 weeks ago by 15 cents, maybe, like we were paying like $2, $3 a gallon.
Yeah.
In the last administration. And I get inflation happens, but.
Yeah. When I left California 2.5 months ago, I was paying almost $6 a gallon for gas. So that's crazy. I'm happy to be in South Carolina. This article says the economy has continued to send mixed signals. The unemployment rate at 4.2 remains historically low, but it has inched up in 4 of the last 5 months, a trend that has often preceded other recessions. So what's your guys' take? Are we in a recession? Some may call it a silent recession.
Yeah, I don't know. It's past my pay grade to know, like, definitively. I'll just say some things feel slower. The vibe feels amongst like other business owners feels a little so-so. I think I could be convinced that we're pretty damn close, but what do you think, Chris?
I think we're in it. I mean, I think we've been in it. Like you said, everyone I know that owns businesses is not having a great time right now. So, I mean, I think if you look at prospectively compared to 3 years ago, there was a completely different energy. Spending was going nuts. And now it's very quiet.
Yeah. It seems that way for sure. I just doesn't, I don't know if it's the election and some of the negativity and all that stuff. It's like there's a lot of factors that I feel like are like weighing into this, at least sentiment. I think sentiment is like the word here versus like the hardcore economic data I'd have to look at. But like the sentiment sure feels like what you're saying, Chris. Just kind of,
Yeah.
That's my technical
It's hard. And there's a lot going on, right? We've got like 2-3 wars going on across the world. I just feel like internationally, there's a lot more chaos than there was 3-4 years ago, right? So
I think everybody's kind of budgeting a little bit. It feels like we're strapped a little bit more than is comfortable. I think in terms of business, every business owner that I know and am in contact with is holding their cards just a little bit closer to the vest than I think they were in previous years.
Yeah,
for sure.
Optimism seems few and far between. Like
more scarce for sure.
Scarce. That's the word I was looking for.
And you can tell it in the sentiment. Like I see it most with younger people that are people wanting to do startups, young entrepreneurs, people wanting to create. The energy isn't there right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because the money's not flowing or like you said, there's just a general cloud of kind of scarcity right now. Yeah. But don't get me wrong. On the flip side, I did talk to a good friend of mine who's a mortgage guy this morning. And even he said with that rate cut, he's getting more calls. People are moving.
Oh, there's a lot of people that's been on the sidelines. I mean, I've if you go watch the reruns of this show, I talked about when you stall real estate the way it has been with inflation and interest rates, that gets a lot of money doing a lot of different things, from refinance, like stuff that has to do with real estate, but a lot of stuff that doesn't. And I think there's been a lot of pin-up people not selling, not buying, not refining, not doing things that pushes money into the market and gets flow of activity that I think that should help.
I think it will. I'm kind of kicking myself because I closed escrow about 30 days ago at like 6.8%.
So would it immediately, what would it be today?
I think it's like, I don't want to get quoted here. Let me see if I can find the data.
Is it more than a half a percentage point, or would it be
It's
six?
it's half a percentage point, so it should be like 6.2. Yeah, 6.2.
I mean, that's not enough that you'd refi over though. And if it went back down, if it went like 4.8 or something, you dropped a couple points there. Then you get into it'd be worth it with closing costs and all that. But
I'm happy.
yeah.
All right, you guys. So, Chris, you're our crypto guy here. So, next article is coming at us from Fox Business. Trump set to launch his own crypto platform. Former President Donald Trump is set to launch a cryptocurrency project called World Liberty Financial on Monday, with his two oldest sons, Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump, leading the initiative. Thoughts?
I don't know. I look at this like a celebrity cryptocurrency.
Like a meme coin.
Yeah, and there's hundreds of Trump-related meme coins already. Right. I mean, there's Kamala coins. There's a million things. You know, it's almost, I look at this, maybe it's a marketing play. You know, you have a lot of celebrities release a coin. It's good for building community. You know, I can see this too from a campaign standpoint. You're pulling in kind of the younger crypto savvy people. You're appealing to them. I'm interested in it. I find it interesting. It's non-transferable. But I need to look into it more. I'm kind of like, what's the goal
what
of it,
backs
right?
up its value? So like, this is where I know
Same as
like,
the dollar. Yeah. You believe it. If you believe there's value, then there's value, you know?
Right.
I mean,
well, the US government sort of backs it too. I mean, so there's some stuff there. I mean, we could go down
and
that
I would
rabbit
say
hole.
Anyone listening that's investigating crypto, this is not the type of crypto you buy into, by the way. You buy into Bitcoin, Ethereum, the stuff that the massive banks
does have a back
right
behind it.
When you have JP Morgan and banks like this holding close to billions of dollars in this cryptocurrency, that should be your signal that this isn't going anywhere, right? So, you know, I think at this point now, your guy Merrill Lynch is probably going to start suggesting, hey, we've got this ETF fund with some cryptocurrencies. Maybe you put 10% in there. Sure. This is more of a novelty type thing, in my opinion, but we'll see where it goes.
For those listeners out there like myself that aren't invested in crypto, what would your guys' kind of business insider view on crypto be for people who have not yet invested in it?
I would have it. Since I'm Chris is way ahead of it than I am, but I'll just say like I would have it in your portfolio, like is investments, because I think the coins and the specific currency like that Chris named, like the original Bitcoin and Ethereum, those are so backed now by other entities much larger than anyone on this call or probably that we're talking about, you know, even if, you know, we're whatever percent we're in, you know, Chris and I have done all right, but like still people that back it that are worth thousands of times more than we are, keep those, I think, from going to nowhere or nothing. But so I'd have it as part of your portfolio, but I would have it like, here's how I treat my investments. High risk. I could live with it if it went away forever. It's usually about probably more for me than most people, like 20 to 30%. High risk, but high reward. And then 50% in safe, but still aggressive. Because again, at my age, I mean, I consider myself still young. So safe, but still aggressive, I think, depending on your age. And then it's tried and true. Yep. You know, it's going to slow grow, but it's going to grow. And so I always have some in play that is risky. That's just my persona. But I think most advanced to medium advanced have Bitcoin have it in their portfolio somewhere now.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Yeah. My 2 cents, make it easy. Download Coinbase, put it on dollar cost averaging. So just, you can set it on Coinbase to buy weekly, to buy monthly. I purchase every week, I think $100 every week of Bitcoin and a few other ones. And I've set it for years. I think since like 2019, I've had it just doing that. So it's not even like you need to worry about trading. And I can tell you, if you would have done that,
I need you to show me how to set that up.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, wait a minute.
I don't even do that. I need to do that. I need to do that.
Right. And of course, when I started this, I got it in 2017. It would be like $20 a week, right? I was dipping my toes in. I heard it in the news. I knew friends had made money on it. So I was like, okay. Like you said, I was a small amount of my income was going into it. As I've learned more, I've upped it a little, but still my best profitability has come from just dollar cost averaging, buying a little bit every week or every month and not even looking at it. Set it and forget it.
Yeah.
$20 a month, if that's all you can do it. Right. And do the big ones, the Bitcoin, the Ethereum. I compare it to blue chip stocks, right? Coca-Cola, the Ford. It's so ingrained now in our financial systems and being used internationally that technology is not going to go anywhere. So Coinbase app, hook it up to your bank account, just set it up super simple. You can even get a credit card now from a lot of these companies where I have a Visa crypto card where I can literally, if I want, I can load it up with say $2,000 in Bitcoin and I can go anywhere Visa is accepted and swipe this credit card like any other normal credit card and it'll automatically deduct and convert just from my crypto account. So this is, and I'll tell you, I was at a random, like a Chipotle this week. It wasn't a Chipotle. It was like a local one. But even at the register, it said, hey, we take crypto. Like this is something now normal businesses are regularly using. I mean, it's no more complicated than when you use Apple Pay on your phone. It's just as simple. I think when people see that
yet, the like you can pay with crypto. I haven't seen that yet.
I haven't seen a lot of that, but I will.
And you can set that up on Shopify. I mean, literally Shopify now. You can set up, if you have an e-com store, you can say, oh, I'll accept Bitcoin or Ethereum.
I'll give you the non-sophisticated answer too.
We're going to download it live on the show.
Yeah, live on the show. But I'll say this, non-sophisticated, betting and gambling in the U.S. is, now that's legal, is like billions and billions of dollars. ESPN bet, all this stuff. And I used to think that like crypto it was like, do I bet on college football or I bet on like crypto? Like I almost equate them like the same amount of risk or whatever. Let's just say this. I would now take whatever you gamble on football or college football and put it on Bitcoin and you will win a lot more than you ever were going to make gambling.
100%.
And it's still a gamble. So I want you to sort of kind of think about them mentally the same a little bit. But I would say if those worlds were equal like 5 years ago, it's a lot better chance that you're going to win on Bitcoin and that side than gambling on NFL and college football.
100%. This is not financial advice, but I truly believe that anything you put in crypto right now will be double what it's worth by next year this time.
I can see that.
We're gonna have
it's
to
usually
come
on
back
a
and
4-year cycle. And anyone listening, we're entering the best time to get in. We're entering the bull run cycle here in the next 9 months. I've been waiting 3 years for this. So great time to get in. If you're seeing it on the news, it's already too late.
For sure.
When CNN's talking about Bitcoin reaches new highs, that's when I'm pulling profits because it's going to start coming down after that.
Yep, definitely. Well, I have a quote here from Donald Trump. We're embracing the future with crypto and leaving the slow and outdated big banks behind. So be interesting to see what happens.
I sent $5,000 to Europe last night. It was there in 4 minutes. You know how difficult that would be
crypto?
to do? Yeah. I spent $5,000 in crypto last night. I sent it. It was there in 4 minutes to Europe. If I were to go to a bank, it would take 5 days, 5 business days, and probably cost me $100 in wire fees.
When's your mail order bride coming?
They said 3 weeks. Yeah, she was a cheap one.
5 minutes to send, 3 weeks to get here, baby.
I hope she would cost more than $5,000.
Oh, you're just renting her for a month.
It's one of those Elon robot wives.
Yes.
All right, this is interesting. Roblox blurs lines between gaming and commerce with Shopify integration.
I know you're a mom of babies.
I don't know
Roblox
Roblox.
because you don't know how to say Roblox.
Ryan, this is your realm right here. The minute she said that, I'm like, oh.
It's not Roblox?
You will. You
It's
have two
Roblox.
boys. You're about a year away.
Okay.
Yeah. Roblox.
Take it away then.
Oh yeah, the kids. Now I will say this: there's a game. If you could, Let me just tell you, I would imagine their stock in like whatever company it is. I was actually going to look it up before this, didn't have time. It's a game called Brawl Stars. This is all the rage for the kids. They spend more money on that than anything. It's an app on the phone. So I want to find out who the developer is. They have to be making money because this is kind of like Fortnite, like part 2. It's a totally different game than Fortnite, but it's
same hype.
My kids from 8 to 15 play this game religiously. And so Roblox has actually kind of taken a little bit of a backseat. 8-year-old Nash usually is in Roblox a fair amount when he's playing. He's more into Brawl Stars right now because it's on the mobile device and they don't have to get on. But Roblox is huge. It's interesting with this integration with Shopify. I need to get on to kind of play around with it because they've had a couple of these like metaverse things with the restaurants and stuff, and I've gotten on there and I'm like, this is hokey. But hopefully this is a good integration. If it's really well integrated, it's going to be interesting because you got all these kids playing with Shopify linked to it. You have all this money charged up. Like 17 T-shirts show up, on the front porch. The parents like, what is this?
Mom's like, what the hell?
Yeah. I think it's smart, the integration within the platform. But I'll say I never would have believed the amount that the kids end up spending for all these just random things in the games. Someone smarter than me. Like, I guess that shouldn't have fooled me, but I did not think. I guess coming up in the gaming world the way I did is like you saved up forever to get the title itself. So then the thought of spending more money like day one to get some outfit or something, like just would have been, maybe it would have worked then too. Like, but you're just trying to get to the game title, trying to get it, for Christmas or your birthday.
What title was that, Ryan? Nintendo 64?
Duck Hunter?
No, this is it might be before that.
He's way
original Nintendo.
Yeah.
Super Mario Brothers and Mike Tyson's Punch Out. I was beating Mike Tyson by night 1. 007-373-5963. That's the code to get to Mike Tyson on Mike Tyson's Punch Out. I still know it.
Wow.
Go use it. Download it right now. That's how well. I'm telling you.
That's awesome.
Nobody knows that code. That's how you get to Mike, straight to Mike. You don't have to beat Glass Joe or all those other bozos. You get straight to Mike Tyson. Little Mac. It's like, bam, bam, bam. He's running in the 2D. His arms are going like this because he's training for his boxing match. It was so good.
That's the difference. Back then, you just had like cheat codes. Now it's like $4.99. And
they won't give you those codes. There's none. And they had the Nintendo magazine, or like the back, the black hat one that was like all the custom codes to get into certain parts of the game. It's like,
I feel like it made kids smarter though. Like now it's like, you just have to pay to get it.
Yeah, you just double click the side button.
To get good at it.
Yeah, you had to be resourceful.
Well, you actually had to beat the game. Now you can just like pay to skip levels.
I will say that
yourself.
You watched my 15-year-old Clayton play what I call the first one that replaced Brawl Stars, Fortnite. Dude is like gold star, like level 18 elite. I don't know what that is. Somebody's gonna DM me and be like, they're in hundreds, dude. What are you talking about? Dude goes in there and wins like every other match. Like, and he's got some gaming skills. Let's just say this. He does what he can do with the controller. I'm like, man, he got some hand-eye coordination. He's good at basketball too, but it's good. But it's pretty amazing. Like, hey,
video games are just not my forte, you guys. I grew up on a 200-acre farm off the grid where they turned our electricity off because it was on a gas-powered generator, so we had like no electricity during the day. So
yeah,
I feel like it's not my forte.
They weren't my forte either.
Yeah. I definitely came up in the gaming, like the very beginning of it with Nintendo.
Were you like in the arcade?
Yeah. Putt Arcade on Wade Hampton here in Greenville. It's not around anymore. But, Skate or Die, baby. I destroyed that game. Paperboy. Oh, yeah. Nostalgic gaming here on Right About Now. All right.
I want to kind of jump down here while we're talking about different platforms, and let's talk about TikTok. So this is coming at us from NBC News. TikTok says it's not spreading Chinese propaganda. The U.S. says there's a real risk. What is the truth? Everybody knows TikTok is in a legal battle over a potential ban in Washington, D.C. So in the court documents, the U.S. Department of Justice and intelligence officials state that they have no direct evidence of China using TikTok for propaganda, but do highlight a significant risk that it could happen. What are your guys' thoughts on TikTok?
Oh, me. Here's about, I'm going to talk about it through the lens of TikTok or any of these platforms. I don't believe in censorship. I believe we have free speech and you can do these things. So I believe that first and foremost. I do think that can we not just put some kind of thing on here to where a regulation where these companies, a filter or someone, a neutral third party that has sort of the oversight of these platforms that are just so big they need an independent, washover every now and then. And because they're all technology, it's all data, it's all an algorithm. So put a filter on it where China, whatever that could be China coming in gets stopped. And you have a group of non-biased people that are just making sure the technology is safe.
Yep.
Is it that simple? Or am I simplifying it? Why can't I know these are private businesses, and I think that's where it gets hairy, but I think we can all agree when some of these things get as big as they are, with great opportunity comes great responsibility. So, you've benefited making hundreds of trillions of dollars in the US. So just deal with a little bit of regulation, even if I'm a anti-government kind of guy, or not anti-all government, just most of it, because they don't know how to run a business. But I don't know. Is it just not that easy, Chris?
No, it's a slippery slope. I mean, I've thought about this a lot because of the whole censorship with X or Twitter back then, right? During the 2020 times, COVID, all that stuff. So I'm all right, we've had committees, but they've never been unbiased. They've always seemed very, very skewed, right?
Yeah.
And then, like you said, the private company thing. Now, do I think China could weaponize this? Absolutely. It's a weapon for people's minds now. We don't need missiles and guns and bullets.
Yeah.
And I'll reference, there was a TED Talk, I believe, from Jack Dorsey, the former Twitter CEO, where he's talking about really the algorithms, the danger of these black box algorithms that are being weaponized. And they are, right? They're harnessing our attention. And whether that's ill-motivated or not, right? If I'm a business guy and it's my app, my goal is I want you on the app as long as possible, whether it's for nefarious reasons or not, probably not. But I do wonder, and we've all seen this, right? You can see when the algorithm is starting to push certain stuff your way. That's where I think the whole problem lies, is how do we know that these algorithms aren't being subtly used to push certain things or certain beliefs? Now, to be fair, we can look at China all day, but I've seen our own government suppress us from information and freedom of speech. So it's I can understand all this, but this is a deeper, bigger problem that we have that you could even say applies to all of our social media platforms, not even specifically TikTok.
Yeah,
What do you think?
Absolutely. I mean, the algorithm is one of those things that it's kind of like a beast that's tricky to understand, and how the algorithm can be different. Like if, Ryan and I work together every single day, but if you open up our algorithms, they'll be completely different things on social media, even though we might share, some religious views, some general values, some political views. And it's really interesting to see that completely different narratives could come through for different people. I don't know. It's just hard. I feel like back in the day when we had the first beginnings of Twitter and Facebook and MySpace, it was really you put something up and that's what everybody sees, is that one thing. But now it's they only see what the algorithm thinks that they want to see.
Well, yeah. And that's why you might be on Instagram and all of a sudden you're getting showed a video from June, right? Where it's I don't even follow this guy. And this is 3 months old. And I think a perfect example is the election, right? Say there's a post and it's just some information about Trump from Fox. If I read the comments, I'm seeing a bunch of anti-Trump stuff. And I have to think this is being done on purpose because usually it's triggering people to create more engagement and divisiveness. That's where I kind of look at like, okay, how are these algorithms being programmed? You know, we're not like you said, we're not all seeing the same thing. So we used to say, and I know Twitter would say this, it's like the city center. What's the word? You know what I'm saying? Like it was like the place to go for the news, right? The town square.
Town square.
Where now it's like there is no town square because it's all so customized by the algorithm that we're like, we don't even know what the majority of people's beliefs are because everything is so individualized.
Oh,
but I do think it's being weaponized.
Yeah. Maybe I'll go at this a different solution. Let's just limit how long we allow our kids to look at their devices. You know, let's just all get off the phone a little bit more.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
Like I don't know, and then maybe it doesn't have the influence. That might be wishful thinking too. But
I agree.
It's practicality,
Erase TikTok. The phone itself is pulling away from us in certain ways from our real lives. Like you said, if we all just took a step away from the phone.
Yeah.
And I think when you do that, you even go back to your phone and you look at things a little differently.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
Think about this. Obviously, a little different, but I'll use the analogy. At a certain point, you stop drinking because it's just too much, and so getting on your phone and getting on these channels, it's like, it's a digital thing. It's not physical, but it is mentally the same thing as like drinking 15 tequila drinks to your head. It is watching, 7 hours of, so it's unhealthy, right? It's unhealthy mentally. Like tequila drinks are unhealthy physically and mentally, but physically at first. But it sort of gives you at least get the reflex of, okay, I need to throw up now, and just to be gross, but just call it what it is. This is like another kind of problem is that you don't get you don't know that you really, your brain is throwing up, but and I think if we thought about that a little bit more, and look, I'm guilty of it. Some days I'm better than others. I think I'm a lot better than I was a few years ago because I'll go to the lake, I do things, and I put my phone down. Like I'll look at it, once every couple of hours. But there's days where I don't, and it's just not healthy. And I say this, owning a digital agency and running a podcast with media, and I want people to consume it, but I do think there's a healthy point that we've passed.
Yeah. I think so too. I don't think it's healthy to consume the level of like constant inundated like videos and, short form content and creator content and ads and pushing everything. Like it's okay to consume it a little bit, and some of it's really interesting, but you can't do it all the time. You definitely have. I mean, what do you say, Chris? Everything in moderation, even moderation.
That's Ryan.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. But look, an even better analogy might be like cigarettes, like in nicotine, which is now like when you go buy it, like they have to tell you, like, this is hard to quit. Mm-hmm. You seen those signs? It's very hard to quit once you start. Like they said in big bold letters where they saw it now. It's always like social media should be the same thing because it's habit forming, right? It's habitual, and TikTok is the worst culprit.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's almost like I wouldn't be surprised if it got to the point where you get on the platform and it's like, this can be habitual and bad for your brain. Like 10 years from now, I wouldn't be surprised if we learn that. And it's probably
in the terms of service already in some some wording that doesn't make sense. Yeah.
We've all signed it on accident.
Yeah. These are not easy problems to solve, but they're worthy of discussion.
Yep. I think so too. So it'll be interesting to see. It looks like U.S. law demands that TikTok and its parent company ByteDance cut ties with China by mid-January of next year or face a ban. So I guess we'll see what happens.
Kicking the can down the road.
I know. It's hard not to look at this. Like, I see the threat here, like, and that's why I think there should be something, but like, it's also hard not to look at this with it's just political and it's also being weaponized. Like the meta, it's very meta because it's like they're wanting to cut this off, but it feels like the same propaganda. Like, you know, like it's all sort of the same thing.
It's crazy. Have you guys heard of MomTok?
MomTok?
Yep. I'm going to bring it up. All right. So MomTok is like the latest TikTok trend. Basically, it's a bunch of accounts, a bunch of these Mormon moms. There is a new show on Disney Plus and Hulu called The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. All the ladies are watching it. So ask your girlfriends, ask your wives. But basically, these Mormon moms are on MomTok. It's called MomTok.
Do they all have the same husband?
They are soft swingers.
I mean,
what does that mean? Like they trade once in a while?
Soft swingers. That's like half pregnant.
The reason
you are.
The
What is
reason
a
I'm
soft
bringing
swinger?
this up is because it's business related and it's related to business news. One of the moms on MomTok had disclosed that she was offered a $20,000 brand deal for one Instagram post. So I thought it was interesting. If you haven't heard of it, you can look it up. You can do #MomTok on TikTok.
What do they talk about? Is it just general mom talk and they happen to be Mormon, or is it Mormon mom talk?
No, it's not MomTok. It's TOCK. So like TikTok.
Like TikTok.
Mm-hmm. It's them dancing.
Got it.
It's like dance videos.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
With the
Sounds
occasional
terrible.
husband swap.
Or wonderful at the same time. It's like a train wreck. I can't look away.
Exactly.
Oh man.
Maybe they figured out the formula.
Well, it's just interesting how much marketing budget is being allocated to MomTok, and it depends on your algorithm. It's all over every one of my feeds.
Well, clearly the algorithm's targeting you because I never heard of it.
You're sucked in the vortex of the mom talk.
Yep.
Mom talk.
I'm kind of okay with not being sucked into that one.
Later.
I'm afraid because then it's all good. It's going to keep popping
I
up.
thought you were actually going to tell me it was a new platform altogether. Like it wasn't TikTok. It's like Mom Talk.
I wouldn't be surprised if
They
it goes
started
there.
their own,
Every one of these women, there's like 5 or 6 of them. They all said that they are the breadwinner in their household after dancing on TikTok for like a year.
Are they hot?
Yes.
Okay. Now we get to it. All right.
Well,
Now we get it. And they just happen to be moms.
Yeah.
It could be.
they're
something
hot
else
Mormon
talk.
moms.
They're hot Mormon moms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like a fetish show, basically. Now I see the appeal because they're hot. And who was the brand that offered them? It was probably like a lingerie company. Like, yo, $20K, we'll give you one post.
Yeah.
Like,
I know what it was, but I don't know that it's appropriate to tell you what it was on the podcast.
is that a personal toy?
That did the sponsorship?
Yes.
Note to self: check out Mom Talk later.
See who's trying to sponsor them.
Oh, me. Today's segment, Mom Talk, brought to you by Trojan. Or I don't know what.
Would you like to finish us off, Ryan?
I will say this. I did see this one article about the iPhone 16. And I didn't watch it. And it's like, the sales are slow. It's not surprising. Like, there's nothing. I want to get excited about this thing. I want to go buy it. But it's got a bunch of features that aren't even going to be released yet. It's like, I can't get excited about a camera button. It's like, can you give me something else? Like, this is prime time. Motorola needs to call me. We need to get the Droid 2 campaign going because this is the prime time to fucking crush Apple because they have no innovation going on It's time. And I'm an Apple guy. I'd hate it. I mean, my whole ecosystem would crumble. But this is the time to strike. If you want to get Apple now in the smartphone game, now is when you do it, because innovation is stalling, slowing. I don't know why. I wish it wasn't, but they aren't innovating with their hardware. Software is great, but we need some hardware innovation or something exciting.
Yeah.
And not some big goggles on your head that make you dizzy. So.
Well, we talked about this last Friday as well. Like their new phone, it's just like one new button. Nothing crazy.
It's meh. It's as meh as it meh gets. It's like if you look up MEH in the dictionary, it's got Tim Cook right there right now.
The iPhone 16 picture.
Yeah. It's like with a big AEI question mark. Hashtag. I don't know what is happening, but yeah. Anyway, disappointing iPhone 16 sales thus far. Yeah, seen this coming a while, and I'm sad because I need a new phone. I'm getting this random no SIM card message on my phone like every other day now. I have conspiracy theory. I've had this phone longer. It's the 13 Plus, and I'm a trade every year guy. But this is the longest I've kept a phone since I went, and I feel like they're hijacking my phone because I need to buy a new one, because the software is still fine, like it's 100%. Fast enough, camera's good enough for what I use it for. Now they're corrupting my SIM from
100%.
Silicon
Because
Valley.
they want you on the eSIM, because they don't even want people having SIM cards anymore.
Oh yeah, they're getting me. They're totally getting me, because it's going to get to where it's almost annoying enough. It's going to get annoying enough that I'm going to go buy that stupid 16. I'm telling you, the fix is in. That battery's starting to get a little worse. Like, come on.
Mm-hmm. That's how they do it. It's like every 2 years, like right at the end of 2 years, into 3 years. Yep, you just crash your phone.
I know. So I think that's all we got today, folks. Any final words, Chris or Brianna?
This was an enlightening and really entertaining episode. I hope you all enjoyed so much.
Chris, any final words from me?
I gotta go check out MomTok.
Hey, it must be doing something, because they get it mentioned on our show. They're getting more promotion, So MomTok it is. MomTok for the win. We appreciate everyone, wherever, whenever, however you are. Go follow our sponsor, Branded Bills. Get that custom merch. We've always got it on. Look, I'm always rocking it. I got the Branded Bills hat, Branded Bills t-shirt, all the brands that we carry, have all of our stuff. Everyone comments. They're like, that's a cool hat. That's nice. It's like, who makes that? I'm like, Branded Bills. So go to brandedbills.com, click that custom button. Their custom team will make you some good designs. It's not cookie cutter logo shit. This is good stuff. Go give them some love on social media too. They put out some great content. brandedbills.com, official merchandise sponsor of Right About Now. Go to ryanisright.com, all the highlight clips, full episode, and go check us out on YouTube. All our stats are blowing up, especially with Brianna here. We'll see you next time on Right About Now.
This has been Right About Now with Ryan Alford, a Radcast Network production. Visit ryanisright.com for full audio and video versions of the show, or to inquire about sponsorship opportunities. Thanks for listening.